Alright, so in today's video I'm going to be showing you my top 5 game plans, formations and custom tactics on FIFA 23. Now I'm not going to go over them in so much detail as I would as the actual custom tactics and player instructions video, so make sure if you do want to see what any of these formations are like and what the tactics play like with the instructions, make sure you go over to the specific video. They will be the latest ones that are on the channel, so make sure you do check them out, guys. With that being said though, let's start off with the Ultra Defensive. For cheap FIFA 23 coins, make sure to check out MMOEXP.com to get fast and reliable coins, and make sure you use code VIPER at checkout, get yourself a 5% discount. Alright guys, so starting off with the Ultra Defensive, that is going to be the 5-1-2-2, and whilst this is the Ultra Defensive version, I don't really play it too defensively. I play this formation quite aggressively, and I use it to get extra width and to be able to cross the ball. And it's a great formation. It's really good if you like to use your wing backs a lot. They are the #1 players in this team, and if you do get down the line with them, you will get into a lot of crossing opportunities. So if you have strikers that are quite tall and quite good in the air, for example Ronaldo, he's really good at the striker role if you have good fullbacks and you play this formation. You can see we play balance, we play 50 width and 50 depth, long ball and direct passing with 65 width. The reason we have high width here is, as I said earlier, the wing backs are crucial to this formation and you want to get wide. That is why we play this formation. A lot of crossfield balls to your opposite wing back make this formation an absolute joy to play with, and it's most definitely a crossing formation. You can see, guys, that we've only got 4 players in the box, but you can turn this up if you want to use it as a more attacking formation. And what I like to do with this one is I like to have a little bit less players in the box, because the only person I really want in the box is my focal point, whether that be Ronaldo, whether that be Peter Crouch, you know, players that are really good in the air, that are tall and have good jump in it. That is what you want in the box here, and you want to just be spamming crosses into the box for them to get on the end of it. If you can get 2 strikers that are really good in the air in this formation, it is even better. But guys, that is the 5-1-2-2. I'd highly recommend you try this one out, and the custom tactics for this one are on my channel. Next up, guys, we have the 4-2-3-1. This is my most defensive formation. I don't really like one striker anymore on this game. I don't think the 4-2-3-1 is a bad formation. It's very solid, but the one striker really does ruin it in my opinion. You want to have 2 strikers on this game, but you can see once again here we're balanced with the defensive style, 50 width and 55 depth with build-up play as balanced, direct passing once again, 60 width as well because this is quite a narrow formation still. Players in the box is on 5, corners and free kicks also on 2. The reason I like to have the corners on 2 in every single one of these formations is because of the way I set up my corners. It's completely up to you what you put this on, whatever your corner tactic is, and mine is to play it short, drive down into the kind of the bottom corner of the box and do the trivela shot. So I know a lot of people like to cross it, and if you do like to cross it straight from the corner, you want to move this up a little bit, but for me I like to have this a bit lower because 1, I know I'm not going to get hit on the counter attack from a corner, and 2, I have my own routine that I use that doesn't require more than 2 on the corner. So that is why we like to use that. And the 4-2-3-1 is a really good formation, right? It's really good for defending a lead. It's really good for holding on to possession. It's really good at just trying to kill off a game. And that is why I like the 4-2-3-1. You know, you're not going to create as many chances as you would in a 4-1-2-2 narrow or a 4-2-2-2 or even a 5-1-2-2, honestly, if I'm being completely honest with you. But this formation is really good for just holding the ball, keeping the passes simple and finding each other quite easily and being able to kill off a game. And that's why the 4-2-3-1 is still good on this game, not as good as previous years, but still a formation that is viable in terms of defending and holding out games. Next up, guys, we have my most recent custom tactics on the channel. Make sure you go check these out if you want to see the instructions. It's a 4-2-2. Now the 4-2-2 is really good on this game because of the way you can kind of play it like the 4-2-3-1, as it's got the same kind of defensive solidity with the 2 CDMs. You're getting 2 cams here instead of 3, but you're getting 2 strikers instead of 1. And 2 strikers on this game is really crucial, in my opinion. You need to be able to link up the play between the 2 strikers. The 4-2-2 is obviously to do that. You know, this is a great formation. It's one of my favourite formations on the game this year. And as I said, it's really good because you get the 2 strikers, you know. In terms of the tactics, they are very aggressive. I do like, on my more attacking formations, the formations I start off playing with when I go into a game, to be aggressive to see if I can push for a rage quit early on. We've got press after possession loss here, and we've got 50 width and 75 depth. Now if you have the depth above, I want to say 72 or 73, the game is going to automatically do offside traps for you, which is nice. You don't want to be taking your fingers or your thumb off the analogs to be able to switch to the offside trap, even though it's a minuscule amount of time you're off the the analog, it still can impact you. So with this on, you don't need to actually press down on the D-pad twice to get the offside trap, which is something that I use an awful lot as well. So being able to have this and not have the issue of taking my finger off the controller is really, really nice. Okay, so the higher depth, you won't want to test this out. If it doesn't work for you, then just manually offside trap anyway. But this gets rid of that for me, and I like that personally. Build up play on the 4-2-2. I do really like fast build up, but right now I'm using balanced on it. And I do think the fast build up is really good. If you don't want to play our next formation as your main formation, having two of these on one on balanced and then one on fast build up will be good for you, will be fruitful. But for me personally, balanced in the 4-2-2 is what I've found to work best. You know, it's not my most aggressive formation, it's one of two, but it's definitely one of the best formations on the game for me personally. Direct passing, once again, guys, you're going to see a pattern here forming, which is going to be direct passing on every single one of the tactics, and it's because it is so good this year. 40 width as well, just because we want to keep it a little bit more compact. It's a direct formation, we want to keep it direct, and that is why we have got the width a little bit lower. You could even drop this to like 30, 20 in the 4-2-2, and it works really well. But you know, I do like this formation a lot, guys. So I think you should really test out this formation and these tactics. If you want to see the instructions, make sure you go over to the channel. They are over there. Players in the box are on 6 here. This is my favourite for players in the box in the 4-2-2 and the 4-1-2-1-2 narrow. So a lot of options in the box. You get onto the byline, you've got the cut back there. You have options for the Trivela. You can always recycle the play really well with 6 players in the box. You know, if you're playing against somebody that's really good defensively, being able to recycle the play over and over again is really valuable. And believe it or not, having more players in the box, you know, let's say you play the ball into the box, driven pass, you can't find an option. You've got lots of options back, but you've also got other options in the box. So if you can turn, create a bit of space to find the extra pass, you've got that, and you can also recycle the play out of the box if you need to. Now, guys, moving on to the creme de la creme of my tactics and formations, we are looking at the formation I start with, which might look a bit redundant looking at what you're seeing on the screen right now, but it is the 4-1-2-1-2 narrow. Now, guys, all of these tactics do work on new and old gen, but I found that these tactics right here work better for old gen than new gen. They do still work on new gen, they're just a little bit too aggressive. What I would do if you are playing on new gen, just turn off the fast build up and play on balance. But if you're playing on old gen, keep them exactly the same. Press after possession loss again. You know, we do like that Gegen press, it's really good. If you're trying to get rage quits, if you're trying to finish a FUT Champs weekend quickly, press after possession loss is really good for that. 50 width on the defensive side because you don't want to go too compact and you don't want to be too wide. So we just keep that as balanced as possible. Then depth, once again, above 73 on 75 here, just for my OCD. I do like having this high, you know, as we've already talked about, to get the offside traps from the AI instead of having to do it manually. I do like to have the depth a lot higher. And you make sure you have fast defenders if you're playing this as well, guys. Anything above like 60 depth, you need to have really, really, really fast defenders. Fast build up, definitely my favourite tactic to get rage quits again. Players absolutely bombing forward. You've got so many options going forward. You just have to make sure you're able to react quickly to see when they're about to go offside, when they're about to break the line, and what options you have. You have to be very, very quick and forward thinking with the fast build up applied onto this. But if you are good at that, then the fast build up will be the best build up play tactic for you throughout this entire year. I promise you that. Direct passing, once again, you know, we talked about that many a time now. Direct passing is for sure the best. And if you guys don't know why it's the best, it's because they kind of give you the kind of get in behind opportunity, but it seems to be better than the instruction getting behind. And I know that kind of goes away from the fact that it's called direct passing. Players shouldn't be looking for runs in behind. You'd expect that to be forward runs, right? But direct passing kind of sets it up like that, and it makes better for the driven passes as well. Of course, this direct passing is also quite through ball meta heavy, and that is why all the pros are using it, and that is why I like it as well. You know, I do like a good through ball every now and then, and the direct passing does definitely help that. Width a little bit lower here than the 4-2-2. The reason for that is because the 4-1-2-1-2 narrow is extremely, extremely narrow, and we want to keep it that way. In the attacking sense of things, you want the strikers to be close to each other, so they're able to support each other correctly, and you want the cam to be up there as well to support the strikers, and the strikers to support the cam. And the 35 width does that for me a treat. Players in the box, once again, 6, as we've already talked about. High players in the box, or just above average players on the box, is really good, as you've got lots of options there, guys. And yeah, that's the 4-1-2-1-2 now, and that's the formation I actually start in. Okay, and the team we're currently playing with as well, I'll show you that on screen right now too. That is the team we're currently playing with. I've got a rank 1 for the last 4 weekends on this account, on my road to glory, so pretty confident in the ability to talk about these guys. They've been tested over a long period of time now, and they are great guys. And if you guys want to try them out, let me know what you think of them. And if you want to see the instructions for each set of these tactics, make sure you go check out the other videos, guys. I don't want to talk for too long, so I thought this video would get ridiculously long, and you know, we'll be here for like 20-30 minutes, so I don't want to do that. But guys, those are the formations that I'm currently using as my favourites on the game. The other outside shout would be the 4-4-2. I do like the 4-4-2 a lot, guys, and if I were to play the 4-4-2, I'd probably set it up in the 4-2-2 tactics, okay? So probably the width a little bit higher though. I'd probably go for like 60 width, maybe like 55, because obviously you've got a right mid and left mid there. But overall, guys, I really do like all of these formations. They've been tested over and over again. I've played over like 700 games of this FIFA already, so I'm pretty confident in my ability. And you know, the rank ones of the rank ones are also good, and they've been tested all in these formations, guys. But if you did enjoy today's video, make sure you leave a like on it, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the bell so you don't miss a video. But guys, that's going to be it from me for now, so take care.